Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rezero Network. I am Don Peppier, and this is Dan Webb.
Hello, everybody.
We are here with some delicious Destiny Strike footage for you from
fresh
gameplay from Destiny 2. This is the inverted Spire, taking place on one of the new planets, or new areas, I guess. They're not always new planets because one of them's on Earth. But you know, yeah, I've got myself the big new exotic on me here. I'm playing as a Titan. And this is like a kind of Gatling gun, so the more you, it's like an auto rifle, but the more you fire it, the more it speeds up and charges and becomes a little like focused ribbon, which is good for me because I love those kind of guns in Destiny. I rock Monte Carlo almost the entire time of the first Destiny, and this feels a little bit like that, a little bit different.
So this is your strike. This is your mini, almost like I don't know, boss battle kind of mode.
Yes.
To sum it up for
people that aren't uninitiated, yeah.
So yeah, uninitiated is probably better than uneducated.
So yeah, these the strikes in Destiny are kind of like bigger levels. You have story missions that usually lead up to a strike. So yeah, think of them as boss missions, I guess. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And usually they'll drop specific loot or better loot, but the challenge is also much harder, you know, to kind of compensate that.
Yeah, for sure.
And this was tough.
Oh really?
This was tough. Yeah, I found it quite hard. We get to the end of this. You'll see what happens at the end of the video, I guess, but. It's different. It's a lot more there's a lot more rhythm to it than sorry, I just got distracted by the dancing there. Good old Warlock. But yes, it's got a different rhythm to it from the strikes of Destiny 1. I guess it feels like the strikes they introduced towards the end, where you kind of go backwards through maps or do that kind of thing. But yeah, for the most part, it's a tricky little thing. Lots of platforming sections, like you get in the raids.
This used to be the raid shit. Like, used to be like exclusively raids, right? Whereas strikes used to be. I'm only basing this on the first few that I ever played because I didn't last very long.
The first few when it was like go to this door, fight off 3 waves, go to this door, fight off 3 waves.
Like, that's my experience with strikes.
None of that to be seen anyway.
Okay.
Like that is the best thing about it as well. So
look at that, man.
Right. You've got Nolan Bot there as well. He's being a little chatterbox in your ear. Nolan, because it used to be Dinklebot, right?
Yeah.
Now it's still Nolan.
People actually call it Nolan Bot.
Sorry if I start busting out the fanboy words here, but
Destiny fanboys.
So yeah, I'm surprised. I said it in the multiplayer, I've noticed it, and in the single player, I noticed it. The time to kill is longer on all the enemy types. It's it actually makes the enemies feel a bit more threatening than they did in Destiny 1. But maybe that's just because I'm not used to the new kind of balancings they've done here and how that's all changed. So I'm playing as a Titan as well in this. I don't usually play as Titan, so it's taken me a little while to get used to how it handles because they are.
Titan is smash it, right?
Titan is your tank. If you think of Destiny in MMO terms, Titan's your tank, Hunter's your DPS, and Warlock is your kind of support class.
Okay.
But I'll call it Bard. I just love bards, so it's my Bard. But yeah, so I'm kind of tanking in this one, and because now each of the classes has its own new ability, the Titan you can press circle or B depending on what platform you're playing on, and create a little barrier at about waist height, which you can kind of hunker down and shoot, and so can your whole team.
And that's your ability.
And that's my ability that I've got in this. I don't use it too much because I'm still not used to it.
Yeah.
Hunter can dodge roll like you could in Destiny 1, but now it's got an actual assigned button to it. It means that you feel like a real gunslinger. So if you dive out the way as damage is incoming, you'll automatically reload, like McCree's thing from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Or if you do it another way, you can, I think it's regain your melee charge. So it just makes you lethal. Rolling into someone, stab them. Yeah, so again, it's proper DPS class. And the Warlock is the ability to... I love heavy weapons. The Warlock is the ability to heal or buff your nearby Guardians, which it's never had before. You know, the Warlock used to be able to do small things like an aura during its super, but now you can do these things without having to use your super. So super becomes much more about suppressing or dealing crazy damage in a short amount of time.
Okay.
So that people say it's more of the same, but I think there are small changes that really do kind of mess up the core parameters on which Destiny's built. So
I'll be honest, so far it looks exactly the same.
It looks the same, doesn't it? I mean, it's a bit nicer graphically, a bit. Like I was expecting more. I was expecting it to be absolutely fucking drop dead gorgeous, but
can you even get down and get in?
No, I think I experimented, but he's just gone. Wait for him to come back.
He's gone, mate. He's gone.
He's dead now. Wilson. But yeah, graphically it's not a big step up, but there is more going on at any one time. So I appreciate why it can't. You know, one of the big controversies is it can't hit 60 frames on console. for the time
Yeah,
being.
do you know what I mean? Like, I find their reasoning for that a little bit meh. Like, it's like, oh, everybody else is fucking doing 60.
Right, and other games, they do, you know, Destiny 1 looked great when it came out, but now I think it's been outmatched. There are games out there that look nicer than this in the shooting space. And, you know, it hurts me to say. I love the style of it, but, you know, graphically it's not the best thing in the world. So, yeah, what is holding it back from 60? There is a bit in a while where you're going to see me come into an arena.
Oh, you got a light level? I thought the light levels were gone.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work, because they say in the trailers, oh, your light's been taken. So I'm not sure if that's kind of placeholder stuff, because they don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's got something we recognise.
Yeah, that's what I was basing it on. That a world without light, right?
So I thought it was some sort of like, you know, they call it a gear level instead or something like that, but don't know. Again, this is all like pre-beta. This is the stuff that it's going to be upgraded from this when we get the beta in the summer. So I think that's just worth noting. You know, this isn't final stuff we're going to see UI wise, but that could be wrong as well. I don't know. This kind of thing though, when you see these kind of vistas that they make, Destiny 1 has such a nice art style, and they're kind of carrying that on here. And I quite like that. This reminds me of the Black Garden from the first one. Couldn't make that. Fucking Titans, man. Can't make that jump. As a warlock, I would have floated on in there. It would have been fine. No, it's not my fault.
How would you make that jump otherwise?
Get closer or go lower.
Okay.
Rather than again, unless you've been a warlock and go wee.
Been revived, mate.
These are a new Cabal class. These are the Gladiators. They're very melee based, which is, you know, different for the Cabal. So the idea is, I was told, don't let them get close to you because they like to come at you in like 3s and 4s.
Okay. Like kind of bomb rush you.
Yeah, right. So I imagine that kind of AI and that kind of enemy type in a... I do it again. I'm so used to being a warlock. That kind of enemy type, when you've got like Nightfall modifiers on, are going to be really cool to kind of find different ways of like, oh, they're coming too close, they're coming too close.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm intrigued by that.
I mean, I quite like the last Destiny. It was alright. It was... my issue was with lack of content. I mean, the gameplay, it was great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was smooth. It's a Bungie game.
Right, the gunplay is always going to be top tier.
Yeah, but my issue with the last one was the distinct lack of content.
No, I agree with that, and I think Destiny, this is, let's be honest, the game they're going to release in September is going to be the basis of the rest of the game, right? It's going to be a simple offering of content that's going to set the game up as a service.
Yeah.
And they're not talking yet about what that service is going to be or how it's going to take shape. We know there's going to be DLC. We know there's going to be 2 expansions if that leak was true. So
I'm okay with games as a service.
yeah, me too. That's why I've been playing Destiny for the last 3 years. It worked.
But like games as a service where you're paying 40 quid for content that isn't worth 40 quid.
Yeah.
Like, that's my issue.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing games with content, like games as like a platform as a service, right? And you're doing like a fuckload of content for 40 hours, and then you're doing 2 huge expansions. I mean, great, yeah. Like, I didn't play any of the expansions.
They're good. I mean, Tekken King really showed the route they should be taking with it. That was the start of the upward swing of Destiny, I guess. But yeah, in terms of this one, I mean, you've got 4 areas to patrol at launch. You've got 1 raid. That seems to be what they're saying. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, it's what Destiny 1 had.
No, Destiny 1 didn't have a raid at launch.
Yeah, of course it didn't. Yeah, that's right.
Like, they had like, what, 2 strikes and like fucking 3 hours of missions?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this one at least it's actually got a fully fledged like story in it now, with actual story missions and cinematics. You know, Bungie have said it's the most cinematic experience you're gonna see in Destiny, and whether that means that's my little shield.
nice. That's cool.
This is a nice idea for things like this, isn't it? It works out really well. And you can do a tall one as well if you wanted to.
Depending on how you are, if you crouch down, you do a small one.
I think depending on what you set to equip.
Okay, can you shoot through it?
Yes, your bullets go through, but enemies don't go to you.
Fucking Reinhardt.
Yeah, exactly like Reinhardt. Yeah. So I mean, I find that pretty interesting.
Shit, man, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, right. I realised that when I jumped in.
And a legendary.
Oh, but that's my... Look at this as well. You do Titan Fist and you can keep on going. It's not just the one. It's not just the one big old pow.
Oh, shit. Was that your super?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty fucking amazing.
Right, because, you know, before it was just like, Fist of Dickhead, bang, and you kill everyone around you. Now you can shoulder charge when you're in it. You can come out of it and do little ones.
Did you just say Fists of Dickhead?
Fist of Dickhead, yeah. That was our raid call.
Okay.
Fist of... Anyway. But that's what I think about Destiny. You get these little communities and little, like, you know, it's the stories you make, the iterative parts of the gameplay.
Yeah, it's a weird one because it's like an MMO, but it's not really an MMO. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's MMO. It's my first MMO. It's a console MMO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess you got things like Final Fantasy 14 doing its actual fully fledged MMO business. But in terms of accessibility, if you're going to pick this up or you've only ever played COD, you're going to get it, and you're going to kind of get the loot systems as well.
Yeah.
So that's the interesting thing. There's no word on the loot system here how it works. There's not one drop of an engram or anything during this strike. But I guess
saw,
that's
like, little blue kind of what they call something a light.
orb of light.
Yeah, but I guess that was like health and shit. Right?
Oh, that's if someone does a super and they generate those, you pick them up and it gets you more super points.
Okay, that's what you just did then. Clearly.
Yeah.
I clearly didn't pay enough. I played for 2 weeks and then I was like, I'm doing the same fucking shit. I'm bored of this. Oh wow. Oh, fuck this stuff.
Yeah. No. Well, I was trying to figure out what to do, and I did see that big fiery ring,
Like,
Johnny Cash, but I didn't take it as supposed to go in the big fiery ring. Turns out.
Oh, but I reckon you could have made it that way. If you timed it right.
If I was a warlock. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon so. You can maybe jump on one of the arms, then jump into the actual mining platform. Who knows, right?
I'd like to see somebody do that, but instead, this is the correct way.
Yeah, the guy's going to come back and get me, my wonderful teammate who I'd never met before until today. Because these are all real people as well, as you'd expect in Destiny. We were playing with other journos or influencers.
Who was on your team?
I don't know. I barely spoke a word because it was right at the end of the day. I got in, got my stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think one of them spoke English, so we were communicating by like shooting emote, like physical.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty cool. Again, Destiny brings people together.
Yeah, I was just about to say exactly the same thing. There are no language boundaries in Destiny.
You should work for Bungie.
That's the official line from Activision, right? Bringing people together from all nations around the globe.
But I guess when you see things that they're doing, like the guided game stuff, which is fascinating, I think that's kind of what the kind of
guided game stuff, which is basically Bungie for matchmaking, right?
Yeah. It's Bungie's way of saying matchmaking. Except
why can't they just fucking be normal and just say matchmaking?
I guess it's because it's the idea of lone players jumping in with groups of players rather than just matchmaking 4 idiots together.
Yeah,
you know
okay.
I mean?
So is that how it works? You can't matchmake 4 idiots. There's one to find.
As far as I'm aware, no. You can probably still jump into a strike or something and be like, here's 3 people you can play with. But I think with things like multiplayer and the raids or strike or like more end level content, it's like we got a team of 3 and we want to go into multiplayer, so we're going to open it up to maybe a warlock. I think you can choose those parameters. So it also lets you get the kind of play you want in. Yeah. So it's just it's a curated matchmaking service basically. It's how I understand it at the moment.
Do you want a fun fact?
What's that?
Never done a raid.
Have you not done a raid, really?
No, never.
I genuinely, truly believe that's where Destiny shines, and that's where Bungie really shows off its level-making kind of...
Yeah, everyone fucking raves about them, but they launched it after I'd fucking...
You were gone.
I had my fill, and I was like, alright, I'm out. Destiny, thanks, it was fun, see you later, bye.
So I guess now that it's going to be there at launch, it might get you into it, right?
Well, like we're talking about, our community want us to stream.
Oh, really?
Rich's first ever raid. So we might do that.
I'm totally down for that. That sounds amazing.
But I have no idea where to start, like what level I need to do now to be the first one, and just...
Well, we're I guess none of that's been announced yet, but I think there's...
Destiny 1.
Oh, for Destiny 1?
Yeah,
Jesus, yeah.
So we're going back and doing 1.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you can probably get there pretty quick these days. It makes it easier to get to the top. And that's the thing. Destiny 1 has introduced a lot of smaller things, like just different ways to equip. There are things in there called like medallions now that you can exchange your supercharge for an extra melee and physical charge. It's alright. Landed it. It's fine. This next one's a bit dubious though.
I was about to say, can you shoot the thing on his back?
Yeah, standard. What were they? The brutes in Halo that had the same thing.
Yeah.
And also, most recently, Bulletstorm, the remastered version reminded me they had the same enemy type as well.
There's a few like it. Pretty much
every shooter's got its own variation.
Had them.
Oh, Gears had it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I think about it. But
it's a common video game shooter trope.
It's an old trope, isn't it? It's interesting to see the Cabal though, like have these kind of more grunty enemies. So
is Cabal the official pronunciation, or is it Cabal?
I think I've heard Cabal. I'm going to go with that. No one can criticise me for that one, surely.
Well, no, I'm not going to criticise anybody about any Destiny pronunciations. Like, yeah, all I know is like Cabal.
This is an interesting bit that I hadn't seen in it.
Jackals.
Jackals. Oh wait, they were Halo.
Jackals are Halo.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Vandals.
Vandals.
Basically, Jacko lights.
Oh mate.
This is crazy. When I came into this, as you might see in a second, I got a little bit intimidated. This is like, okay, because I'm fighting enemies, and you are taking more damage than I'm used to taking in raids and strikes, sorry, because maybe I'm just used to my armour and my setup. So going in with a kind of naked character, it made me feel very vulnerable, taking off a lot of health, and having to move around like this. Again, this is what I mean about Bungie and their level design. This is very kind of like a very involved bit of level design here, kind of matching on with everything. And my teammates seem to take it quite well. I don't do so well.
No, I don't know. No.
Doing all right for now. I actually edit a bit of it out once my teammates move on, and I have to catch up.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. So you'll see that come up in a second when the cut happens.
Right.
But yeah, I also jump into hell, like quite literally here. But it's fine because I've got my various abilities.
But you got a big fucking.
But I got these drills coming down on me. It's got that kind of Destiny slapstick as well, where one of these will hit you and you'll just go flying, like kind of did in the raids. And it's like Bungie know how to take the piss a little bit of themselves and their floaty game. Bang! Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's ground.
It's not a good move.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a cut. I died.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed. Like you cut out a big chunk of the fucking level.
No, not the level. Just an extra bit coming into
Shit,
this
is this the boss?
And this is the boss.
Fucking hell.
This is a 3-part boss fight called the Modular Mind. Modular Mind? Yeah, Modular Mind. And he is a real sumbitch. Again, strikes. I'm used to completing strikes pretty quick nowadays. This guy took a long old time. I think 20 minutes of the overall video would have been this guy.
Shit, really?
Yeah. But again, that's because I'm playing a build I'm not used to, with weapons I'm not used to, on a character I'm not used to,
Yeah, well, I mean,
as are my friends.
That's the whole beauty in these kind of games. You just customise
The crap out of everything.
Yeah, to suit your kind of playstyle, right?
Absolutely.
So I'd have like an assault rifle and then maybe, I don't know, a shotgun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'd play. I think I was a warlock.
Yes, man, you're the best class.
Oh, was I? Actually, don't quote me on that. I could have been a hunter. What was the abilities in the last one? Which was the one with the golden gun?
So that was Hunter.
That was not me. I was a warlock.
Okay, fine. Were you Void dude? Big old blast of space?
Yeah, that was me.
Not sure if that's gone now. Because I'm not sure how many classes they're going to bring back. I know they've announced so far we've got the Dawn Walker Bringer, whatever it's called, with the big sword, big fiery sword. That's kind of replacing the Sunsinger.
That was the one that I was.
That's new. Were you the Resurrect one?
No, I was the Sun. I was the one with the sword. It was fucking OP in multiplayer, and I literally went and killed like fucking 10 people every time I got it.
Amazing. Oh yeah, because when you got the melee for the sword, when
because
that
you just
stuff
keep
came
fucking doing it, and people run around the corner. It's like bang, you're dead. Bang, you're dead. So which class was that? Because that was the one that I was.
Well, the sword wasn't equipable. None of the things had. Oh, you're on about Blade Dancer.
Yeah, Blade Dancer.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that was a hunter. But now the warlock has got like a kind of projectile sword, which makes it a bit like kind of Wonder Woman-y.
What the fuck's going on?
That was the first stage of the boss fight, and he's like, "All right, come down to my level."
All right, just take a bit of a beating as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that took off all my health.
So yeah, and the last one, what the fuck? He's bigger now.
And he's pissed off as well. So this is a fight. This is unlike anything from Destiny 1. So it's nice to see that, and also he makes the floor explode. So there are different stages to the fight. It's kind of raidy in its own way for a strike fight.
Yeah.
So I wonder if more of them are going to be like this.
Raidy's more puzzly, right? As opposed to this is just like brute force shooting.
And again, it's like a stage boss fight, like a kind of bullet hell thing you get in an old retro video game where there are different stages to the fight. Like, okay, now you can't touch the floor. Now you've got to avoid the snipers,
Yeah,
I think I do actually. Yeah, there we go. No good, no
you
good.
got killed by the Protheon.
The Protheon Modular Mind.
The slap rifle.
The slap rifle. I love the names that come back as well. Look at my friend helping me out here. I did have a good crew on me. But yeah, this is...
use your super now?
I think I use it to clear out some enemies later on. I don't think I use it on this guy, just because I don't want to get in too close.
Ah, fuck it,
because he could stomp, And usually the big baddies in Destiny have a stomp that will just wear you out. I think it's now. I think I'm busting it out now if you're excited to see it. Boof.
Yeah, boy.
Boof. I'm also used to, when my super activates in the old games, getting my health and shield back. Not so much on this one.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just, it's interesting learning the different class setups and how, I hate this word, it sounds so farty, but how they all kind of synergize with each other.
Synergize.
It's like you'd hear it in a board meeting, wouldn't you? It's like, guys, we need to rework our synergy.
We were interviewing for new staff members across the board in the last 2 weeks, and I've used synergy quite a lot. we as a company synergize.
And work together.
We work together. We work towards the same goals, and we help each other with synergy. Like fucking.
It's the same thing what you'd expect from Destiny, isn't it? A fire team. You're a fire team here at Rosara Network.
I was just fucking killing myself inside every time I said it. Is that not like an acid? That's just water.
It's just like what I think earlier Nolan Bot called it Vex milk.
Okay.
So
what you respawn then?
Yeah, I respawned. I had a timeout. If you're in a zone, see a little skull under your life bar. That's like a no respawn.
Yeah,
so
you just respawn.
Long timer. I had a long timer on it. So if we all die, no respawns. That's game over.
Okay.
But if my other teammates can't manage to keep alive for about half a minute, I can come back and join the fray.
Oh, man, I didn't really play a lot, did I? I'm like, well, how would you play video games?
So yeah, it's a very interesting little game. It's coming out in September 8th, and we've got a beta coming out in the summer. They've not announced anything for that yet, but I'm going to assume it's PlayStation first, just like the last one was.
You would assume so.
Because it's also, Activision. But yeah, this is. I had a really good time with it. I know I'm a little bit of a Destiny fanboy. I'm trying to look at this with as clear eyes as possible. There are some things I don't like about it. I did think it'd be a bigger graphical thing. I'm not usually big into my graphics. I just thought dropping last gen support, you'd get better. But
yeah, for sure.
And the 60 frame stuff. But in terms of what they're doing to kind of really, and it goes real deep into kind of reorganizing the meta and making it a foundation for them to introduce new things to over the next 2-3 years, I'm down. I think it's a really good base to the cake.
I will play it. I am excited about it. Just because Destiny 1 was a good game, they just need more content for me to keep playing.
And I think they've learned the lessons from the expansions that have come from before. So, guys, if you've enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm afraid I'm not going to show you the end of the video because I want you to go and play this strike yourself. So I'm going to show you how we all wipe instead because
he actually died.
I'm such a no, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. It's not like I ran out of time because we died so much or anything. No, not at all. Not at all. Look, I'm punching a fanatic. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Bang.